I am Kathleen Kolevka, and I sing in Opal Crocus.
I'm Julie Cavello, also known as DJ Shakey, and I make music for Opal Crocus. Well, we met a long time ago.
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
Julie was DJing at a place that I used to hang out in. It actually was the old knitting factory.
It's called Botanica Bar.
Botanica Bar on Houston Street in the Lower East Side.
Yeah, and it's been there for more than 20 years now. And I used to do a regular Monday night DJ gig there, and Kathleen I would see frequently.
And I used to come up to her and say, "What is this?" Or actually, "I know this." And Julie, after a while, was like, "You know good stuff. Like, do you want to learn how to do this?" And I was like, "Okay." And so she taught me how to DJ.
Well, we have a lot of influences. Me from making the music, I like to do things with sort of funky beats. However that manifests itself, it could be anything from down-tempo reggae beat to like an up-tempo freestyle beat. Freestyle was sort of an offshoot of hip-hop. You know, it's Curtis Mantronic made some beats that, are very well respected. But the style itself tended to have female vocalists and tended to be about women's issues, if you will.
Sure.
Many of them are related to romance.
Yeah, and especially romance in nightlife and
yeah, exactly, and dancing
on the dance floor and in the night.
Yeah, so we sort of thought, hey, why don't we work within that genre, but sort of incorporate some new sounds, some new production techniques,
and some new ideas as more feminism.
Yeah,
sort of
more modern
represents in a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
I will have an idea, and I will literally leave it on Julie's voicemail, and Julie will be like, "Awesome, I'm going to take that, and I'll see you in a week, and I'm going to make something," and it works. It's really cool.
I went to Burning Man, probably 2005, and there was an Ableton Live class at Burning Man, and I took it. And when I took that class, I met this guy named Matt Moldover, who you might know as Moldover, the godfather of controllerism. And we became friends. And when we came back, we decided to start a monthly event. That was for people who did this kind of performing. And that was called the Warper Party, and that's the party that's going to this day. So Moldover and I did that party. The very first time I played with controllers was at my first party. Moldover and I built that community of people, of electronic music people, and because we made friends and because of that community, we all shared what we were doing and our ideas and our techniques. We did collaborations with each other. We had a lot of fun, drank a lot of beers too. And that's how I learned how to use it. It really is a best case scenario. These controllers are definitely what you would call an instrument for me as a controllerist. All of these control the texture of the sounds, the mix, what you hear, what you don't hear. For instance, like a guitar player will have a string, and how they bend that string, that changes the texture of the sound. Whereas, say, I have like 3 or 4 knobs that I could turn at the same time, that changes the texture of a sound. Yeah, I improvise a lot, and when I'm doing this, I'm also doing things over here. Like one of the things I do in this song is it's simple. I just put the effects on and I hit the space bar. And then Kathleen says something, and I go. Simple but effective. Well, I think it's important, I think especially for women, that you should reduce as many obstacles as possible between what you want to do and getting it done. There's a lot of pressure. Never mind being female, But there's a lot of pressure as a producer to buy an expensive microphone, make a booth, and have like a very glamorous setup. You can do a lot with very little, and you should. You just do what you can do. And I have a theory, and that is that if you think about any musical style that was influential at all, like hip hop or techno or rock and roll or just any musical style that you can name, it was done by people with limited means. And it came from, garage rock and roll started in people's garages. Techno started in people's apartments with very limited equipment. Reggae dancehall, they were using plastic instruments. I mean, and those are the major musical forms of American music. It's not the wealthy people who can buy anything they want that are really influencing the timeline of music culture. It's just not the way it works. So just forget that, and just whatever it is that you got, make something with what you got.